everybody, welcome back to We Be Kids again. I've come up into the woods today to tell you a story from this excellent little book. It's called Whispers from the Earth and it's by Taz Thornton. And the story that I'm going to tell you is called How the Fox Taught the Owls to Be Wise. Now, a long time ago there lived a fox, and like all foxes, this fox was cunning and wise. And he'd been hunting all across the lands, collecting rodents, the odd bird, and occasionally sneaking into the human farms to take chickens from the hen house. But the people had started to get wise to the fox's antics, and they'd locked the hens away. The rodents had noticed the paths that the fox had been travelling, and they too had become savvy to his ways. And the birds also took to the skies and watched and warned when the fox was near. And because of this, the fox had got very hungry. And one night the fox was coming through the forest, sneaking, trying to find some prey, when two owls up in the trees started to call to each other. Two tawny owls, one called Tweet and the other one called Twoo, Tweet, Twoo. The fox looked up into the trees. He said, "How am I supposed to catch any food when you two are making so much noise?" And the two owls flew down. And Twit said to Twoo, "Look at this fox. He's not able to catch any food. He's just too noisy and too greedy and too stupid." And with that, they circled off and they perched in the trees. And the fox continued to walk. But all of a sudden, the fox collapsed in a heap. The two owls were worried. They fluttered around and landed and they said, "Fox, are you okay? Brother Fox, come on, wake up, Brother Fox." But the fox was too hungry and he just lay there. Twit said to Twoo, "We must get in some food, quickly, come on, let's go and hunt some mice." So together they flew off. And as they flew away, the fox lifted a sly eye and gave a cheeky grin. But then he waited, and the owls came back, both carrying a mouse each. "Wake up, Brother Fox, wake up, Brother Fox, we have brought you some food." But the fox didn't move. He pretended to be asleep. Twit landed on Fox and lifted up his muzzle, and Twoo put a mouse into his mouth. "Eat, eat," said the owls. "You must eat to get your strength up or else you will die." So the fox pretended to eat the mouse. When it had gone, he looked with one eye. He said, "More food, more." And again the owls went. And as they went, the fox chuckled to himself, for he knew that his trick was working. This time the owls returned with voles, and again they opened his muzzle and put the voles in, and again the fox ate them. And again he pretended to be at death's door. The owl said, "We must get you back to your den, Fox." And Twit and Twoo gently put their wings around Fox, and they carried him back to his den and placed him inside. And for weeks and weeks and weeks, they continued to bring voles and mice to the entrance to Fox's den and feed him. And inside, the fox grew fatter and fatter and fatter. But one night, the fox had decided that it had had enough of eating rodents and it wanted something else. It fancied a chicken. Now, by this time, the people in the farm, they'd lowered their guard. They hadn't seen Fox for ages. So Fox prowled down into the farmyard. He burst into the chicken shed and grabbed a chicken and took it off and devoured it at the edge of the forest. But when there was hardly anything left, just feather and skin and bones, he carried it and he dropped it at the foot of the tree where Twit and Twoo lived. Now Twit and Twoo saw him and they came flying down and said, "Oh, thank you, Fox." And Fox sat and watched, and the owls landed on the carcass of the chicken. They said, "How dare you bring us only skin and bones? We have spent months and months feeding you with delicious food from all across these fields, and you bring us this?" And the fox said, "Yes, I do. And that is because I am just greedy and noisy and stupid. And maybe in the future, Twit and Twoo, you may be a little more wise." And that is why, still to this day, the fox is cunning and sly. And the owls, they did as Fox said. And that is why today the owls are very, very wise. Hope you enjoyed that story. Check out the book, comes highly recommended, Whispers from the Earth. Thanks for stopping by at Weeby Kids. We'll see you again sometime soon. Bye.